we return a great deal of singles experience, which I think is probably in some ways slightly more important than the doubles experience because it's just takes more time to develop singles players than it does doubles players. So bringing back George and Isaac and Noah and Alex in singles really gives us a big advantage. And then we'll mix and match the doubles pieces because we have a lot of good doubles players there too. But I think especially in singles is where the returners help us. We're looking for people whose skills and personalities complement each other. For instance, probably spending most of the year at one doubles would be Luke Bryan. Extremely steady player, very calm. He has excellent shots. You know, he's just someone who can be a great partner to anyone. So he's someone I have absolute faith in to put anyone with him. And I got to find someone to play with him who can complement his game, who's maybe more aggressive, as a bigger serve, or somebody that helps him out. Where you have a little more difficulty, maybe it's something like, I don't know, 2 or 3 doubles where, you know, in terms of leaders, we've got some good ones. But I've got to figure out who works well together. So, you know, it is there's a lot of art to it rather than just, like you said, put together the next 2 best players. One thing that helps is Rochester Century graduated some of the best players in the state, so that didn't hurt us at all. Between that and the fact we have, at 1-2 singles, we have one of the best in the state. I mean, with George and Isaac in whatever order they play, there are not a lot of teams that can expect to take 2 points from us there. At worst, we usually get a split. So I think singles is going to be the strength of our team this year. The last couple of days, we've had a huge jump from one of them, 8th grader Travis Toivonen, who started for us in doubles against Winona and started for us in singles against Hastings and won his match at 4 singles. He's taken a huge jump. He really just started playing tennis, I think, when he came off the team last year. He'd been a baseball guy before then, and all of a sudden he's burst onto the scene. So he's jumped up huge. And then we have a big crop of 10th graders, in doubles especially, that have been great. Well, along with Noah and Alex and Isaac, but Marcus Veith and Nick Powers, those guys have had a year's experience, some starts now, and they're ready to roll. They've really improved their game. So I think the 10th graders are really going to be huge for us. For me, and this is just a personal philosophy, I think high school sports, a significant component has to be fun. Most of these guys are not going to go on and play professionally or even in college. And to take a high school season and compress it only to the postseason, only what you do in the playoffs, that's all that matters, seems to be miss a large part of the point, which is the fun and the memories and the things you do along the way and getting better along the way. So I think it's important to treat the whole season as a learning experience and to have fun with the whole thing. Tennis is a little different than like sports like swimming and track, where they do a lot of tapering, and there's not as much you can do with tennis in the season. We have a 7-week season, compressed this year at 6. You're taking on with a ton of matches. Essentially, you have the strokes you came into the season with. I mean, you do nibbling around the edges. What we focus on is, you know, tactics, strategy, foot movement, things you can adjust. But and that and dealing with pressure is kind of a lot what we do during this season. But you're not going to remake someone's serve or forehand in 6 weeks, and so we focus on those other things to try and get it better. And that's where we have some real strength with George and Isaac especially. In high school tennis, and tennis in general, it's a very mentally demanding sport, especially singles. You're out there on an island, there's no timeouts, there's no crowd, there's nobody to come help you, it's just you. And it requires an ability to stay calm, to control your emotions, to not get too high, too low. The other thing, of course, there's no clock. I mean, so you're really out there until it's over. So I think in high school, the mental component may be the most significant. Last year we anticipated getting the #1 seed in the North section and winning the Minnesota and getting to the section semifinals. Our section is, as you know, brutally tough. This year we'd like to do 2 of the 3 the same. We'd like to get the #1 seed in the North. We'd like to win the Minnesota again, and this time we'd like to get to the section finals. And after that, we'll see what happens. So we're setting our sights a little higher this year.